Thursday night footy under the roof at the Marvel, and two sides with very different stories. Carlton, battered, bruised, barely breathing in this season race, and copping it from North and getting pantsed by their rivals Collingwood. The Blues are now playing for pride and an eye to 2026. Brisbane, they're charging. Two big wins either side of their bye, top two within reach, and a forward line that's starting to click into gear. But here's the kicker. A matchup like this is never easy. Marvel is unique. The Blues are wounded, and the Lions, well, they have been known to fade away from home. So can Carlton show ticker, or will Lions crush them and continue their drive to be back-to-back premiers? So let's look at the form ladder. Carlton, they're 12th on the ladder, 6 wins, 10 losses, 2 losses, 2 wins and a loss in their last 5. Up next, they've got Melbourne, Hawthorn, Fremantle, Gold Coast and Port. And the finals chances, they're out of the window. It's about pride. It's about proving that 2026 has some areas for growth. And it's about, above all, backing in Voss and Cripps' words about proving that you care and you want to be here. Brisbane, 3 wins, 2 losses in their last 5. Dogs, Suns, Pies, Swans, Freo to come. The top 2 is well and truly alive. They're timing their run and they're starting to hum. A very solid side that has goals all around the ground. This one is as intriguing as they come. Let's look at that stat breakdown and let's look at Brisbane for the season. Just under 90 points for 7th, with the 7th best defence as 78.3. The inside 50 differential is a really interesting one, plus 6.8, having them 3rd with a scoring efficiency of 10th at 44% of inside 50s becoming a score. Turnover differential plus 8.1 and the clearance differential plus 5.1. The best midfield clearing side in the league. And these trends continue in the last 5. Points for a massive increase, plus 2.4. Scoring efficiency going up by 1%, but the turnover differential plus 14.1. Eyes 50 up, pressure up, being dangerous throughout the ball up, and scoring is up. Ominous signs for the competition. Their midfield is starting to find 5th gear. It's smashing you around stoppage and hurting you when you have the ball. That is a big, big thing. Their forward line still that question mark with no big main target, but goals coming from around the ground. Carlton, different story. 14 for points for this year, 77.8. The 10th best defence, 81 points conceded. Still the best contested possession side. A staggering 4th on inside 50 differential, but this is where it falls off. Scoring efficiency and shots created. Dead bottom 2, and the last 5, it makes even more depressing reading. The stats that were good are starting to fall off, but big warning signs. Carlton averaging a goal less and a goal more against. Clearance differential has gone down from 3%, from plus 3 down to negative 0.7. Their midfield isn't winning it, and the scoring efficiency in court is starting to slightly get better, but it's not converting, and 2% down and 2 turnovers down. Carlton are winning it in and around the clutches, but it's going nowhere. They're overusing the ball. They're bombing the ball. They're giving goals up on turnover. They're starting to really sink, and this is a worrying trend because it's getting worse by the game. So what fixes? What are the paths to victory? Let's have a look at Carlton. Number 1, turning contested control into territory. That is a really big one. Carlton being one of the best contested sides in the league, they have to use that to get it on the spread and not just panic forward. They've got to use it. Looking at the VFL this week, they used this quite a lot, using that 45-degree kick, holding up the corridor, going out wide, looking for shorter options. Carlton have got to use the hard running of players like Ollie Hollands to get them extra opposition. Out overloads in opposition space. You've got to look to break and overrun Brisbane zone early and get the ball into better areas, creating scoreboard chances, actually creating some scoreboard pressure. Charlie Curnow here can't be used as the link man like he was last week. He's got to stay deep, but they've got to give him options so he can lead up into the area. And then they've got to minimise turnover football, especially under pressure. Carlton are hemorrhaging turnover differential at the minute, especially in the last 5 games. It's getting worse. And the Lions, they score heavily. They've got to learn to, when they slow it down, go when the option comes. They can't just do these lateral switches with no effort to get forward. It increases the opposition to get their zones to come towards you, hemorrhage you in, and then create only one option, which is kick it long back to them. They've got to use players like Lockie Cowan to try and get through this. Haynes has got to hit that corridor as quickly as possible, and then they've got to go with the ball and try and get it by hand and foot higher up the ground. Trying to be able to defend from midfield takes a lot of pressure off your back line, but when your pressure is considered in the midfield, it makes you allowed to be defending for turnover, but create your own. And then you've got to be able to slow the chains down. This is very similar to Collingwood last week. They're very, very strong and handball heavy in the midfield. Players like Neil, McCluggage, Bailey, they get involved in these possessions, suck you in, and when there's too many around the contest, explode out the back. Carlton have got to pressure the ball, pressure at the source. Send someone to really keep an eye on these players that look to go out there, and in yourself, don't just try and defend it, try and use it against your opposition. Deny the first receive handball, force Brisbane to kick to give it back to you. They hate that. You've got to try and get this game to be as scrappy in the centre, and that's where Carlton struggle at the minute. Make the team kick back to you. And a big one is structure inside 50. No more kicking up. Carlton lead the comp. One of the leaders in the comp for generating inside 50s and creating intercepts. But they are bottom 2 for scoring from this. That's tragic. You've got to make sure you have an option deep, as far up to the goal line as you can. That takes one defensive opportunity out for them. And then you work in that space. Carlton need to favour that space 30, 45 metres out from goal, not dump kicks into the pocket. If it hits the deck, their Smalls, Fogarty and co need to be there for the feast. Motlop has to make sure that he's around the ball and trying to get the ball always in motion in that back line. And then control chaos. Carlton need to come out and be chaos. They were the best side in the first quarter. The last couple of weeks, they've really looked off the ball. They've got to come and load up at stoppage pressure. The pressure needs to be as max at the start. Really set the tone. Force Brisbane out wide. Force Brisbane to just think about it a little bit. The goal is to win the scrap, but you've got to make Brisbane chase early doors. If the Lions get any form of control early doors, they are more than good enough to keep you at arm's reach for 4 quarters. This is imperative for the Blues. Brisbane Lions, boy, oh boy, their route to victory is a lot easy. And the first one is just keep it clean, keep it ruthless. In and around the clearance, they are dominant, and that creates forward half repeat entries. Carlton's absolute kryptonite. The number 1 clearance side the Brisbanes are, a side that absolutely thrives on territory, a side that isn't scared to use it, a side that is one of the top 5 forward half times. They want to win the ball quickly and get that as quickly as possible into the forward line. Get Carlton really in a guessing game. The Carlton are very quick to adjust and play the extra behind the ball, and that plays into it. That gives them space to give the offload to Dunkley, Rayner, Neil, and really overload Carlton's back half of the ground. And then that's when the smalls come in. Players like Bailey and Cameron, they lead up from that half forward and really do hemorrhage you in the forward 50. And then target the turnover. Make Carlton literally go under pressure and it'll fall apart. This is Brisbane's wheelhouse. They are like a shark in surf season. Press high, lock the ball in, put the pressure on, and really wait for the space to apply. But also, when you are pressing in the midfield, make sure you play a defender loose. If they can get a defender loose, there is going to be opportunities to rebound and hurt Carlton when they're at their most vulnerable. Lions have to be ready to launch off errors. Get the ball out to Bailey and your runners within 5 seconds of that turnover and expose Carlton's transition defence. Carlton's team breaks down post clearance massively. And a big way that you can do this from the forward half of the ground is pick someone to pick on in the back line. You want to isolate, like Collingwood did last week, Harry O'Farrell. And if that becomes McGovern, if that becomes Haynes, that's good. Because if you can drag Wheater down the ground and play someone in the goal square like Hipwood, it really exposes his lieutenants to actually any form. The Lions are elite at these short leading lanes, and that's where Carlton are weak, particularly across halfback. They've got to target these areas, target these little exit strategies, and really make sure that they use that extra kick to open up Carlton's zonal defence and stay ruthless. No off button. Brisbane, they want to make sure that when there is momentum, you can get them bursts of 4 and 5 goals. Maintain urgency and keep it in there. Carlton are a team that at the minute is playing on very limited fumes. You want to exhaust any form of a comeback as quickly as possible. Don't want to go safe. Make sure you twist the knife in, make out and play. And this is about building form and killing off a wounded opponent. Show no mercy. The narrative stakes are obvious in this one. Carlton is pride, nothing else. A look to the future, a look to 2026. A win will save the season, but it could help repair the soul. Brisbane, ruthless momentum. Knock off a team here and really stack up the 4 points. A tough 5 weeks coming up, but send a message to the competition. The Lions are coming. You've got the pass score of what Collingwood did to the Blues last week. Make sure you use that. Thursday night footy, and Carlton are gasping for oxygen at the minute. They've lost to bottom sides. They've lost to top sides. They have been battered from pillar to post by their rivals, and now they face a hungry Lions, the reigning premiers, looking to go back-to-back in a venue that this side has won, Brisbane, 11 of the 13 games at Marvel they have played. They are purring, so to speak, and they know what this game represents. Top 2 opportunity, control that, try and get there, and have that home ground advantage in finals. So can Carlton book the trend? Can they show some bite? Can they leave this game with a lot of pride, or will the Lions do worse than what the Pies did? And can they do it cleaner and really send a message? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We will be live for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back soon.